Did you know that St. Patrick wasn't actually Irish? The patron saint of Ireland is celebrated by Irish people across the world every year on the 17th of March, but much of what we associate with Patrick isn't true. I'm here at the cathedral in Downpatrick, County Down, where St. Patrick himself is said to be buried. Among the headstones on the south side of the church is a huge granite boulder with the name Patrick carved into it. This is the spot marking Patrick's grave, with stunning views of the Mourne Mountains. There is much debate about Patrick's life story, with most of it coming from accounts and hagiographies written hundreds of years after his death. But two of Patrick's own writings do survive, and they tell us something about his life, his Epistolo and Confessio. He came to Ireland reluctantly when he was kidnapped, aged 16, from Roman Britain by Irish raiders in the late 300s or early 400s. No one is exactly sure where in Britain Patrick was born, but most seem to favour Scotland or Wales. Patrick lived and worked as a shepherd for 6 years before returning to England. Some years after that, he returned to Ireland as a Christian missionary, but contrary to what you might have been told, he wasn't the first to bring Christianity to the island. Rather, he built on a foundation made by other missionaries, including Palladius. It's thought that later accounts blended the biographies of Palladius and Patrick to boost Patrick's status. Probably the most famous St. Patrick legend, and one every Irish person grows up with, is that Patrick banished all the snakes from Ireland, though in fact there has never been any fossil discoveries of snakes here. The first time this story is associated with Patrick wasn't until the 12th century, but about 400 years earlier the legend was being used in association with another missionary, recounted in the life of Columba. Also known as Columcille, Columba was an Irish native who is remembered as spreading Christianity throughout Scotland. Following Patrick's later venerance, a row broke out between the churches in Armagh and Downpatrick over the right to claim Patrick's remains. Downpatrick won, but the memorial we see today is likely a much later addition provided to enhance their claim. There doesn't appear to have been an archaeological investigation of the possible grave in modern times. Patrick almost certainly died and was buried, at least initially, at the humble settlement at Saul, some 2.5 miles from Downpatrick. Columba may have discovered the location of Patrick's actual remains in the 6th century, but in the 12th century the Anglo-Norman John de Courcy staged a discovery of the remains of 3 saints, Brigid, Columba and Patrick, and had them all interred into a new plot in Downpatrick. But why let the truth get in the way of a good story? Legend says that Patrick was visited by an angel who told him to go to Saul, where he died and was buried. According to one account, after his death there was no night for 12 days, and folks said that for a whole year the nights were less dark than usually. And other wonders were recorded. Men told how angels kept watch over his body and diffused, as they travelled back to heaven, sweet odours as of wine and honey. I'm Robert J. Simpson. How do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Don't forget to like and follow for more mythology and local histories.